Hello and welcome to this reading. I felt a lot of energy already. I have a lot that's already come through, so I'm going to start with my intro and then we're just going to dive right on. I invite you to close your eyes, drop into space, and allow this collective reading to be a practice in strengthening your own intuition, in strengthening your own connection to source, your own wisdom, your own divine guidance, your own power. Feeling in your heart and body what is true for you, and allowing the rest to go. Releasing any fear or lack mentalities that may cause you to cling to these messages that are not for you. Trusting in your discernment, in your wisdom, and in your own higher knowing. I cast protection around this reading. I ask for clarity, insight, and truth. And I ask that it reach who it's intended for. Exciting new chapters, big things, adventures. We get caught up in the word big things. Like, oh, this huge responsibility. It can just be something different. It can just be something that sparks a profound mental shift. It can just be, man, the mundane can be so profound, right? But there's this new chapter that we're stepping into, right? And the web. So I have always been very connected to Spider Woman or Grandmother Spider. She was known across several of the indigenous peoples of the Americas as part of the creation story. And as I was meditating on this message before coming in to deliver it, I was thinking about my connection to Spider Woman and how I actually have a pet tarantula and how sharing this with you is actually a part of the message. So at this point in my life, and this, I don't say this to judge anybody whatsoever, for me personally, I am not aligned with the idea of keeping exotic pets. There's just certain pets that I prefer not be pets within my life, and tarantulas being one of them. And I've had her since I was 18 years old. It's a very long time. I love this being dearly, but there were moments of regret and having to reconcile with having made a decision that no longer aligns with me, that I perhaps struggle with ethically, right? And a really important message that's coming through today is one of acceptance. Acceptance. Everything happens for a reason. Everything comes into our life for a reason, right? And we grow and we learn lessons and we change our mind about certain things. And it can then be very easy to, instead of actually just moving forward as this new being with these new insights, to get instead caught up in the past, in regret, in shame, in sorrow, in guilt, all of these dense emotions, right? That really don't serve a purpose after their initial indicator of needing to make a change, right? Because all emotions are valuable, and these emotions are highly valuable. They indicate when we're not living in alignment with our values, right? But we're not meant to hold on to them the way that we do. We cling to them so hard. And then our brain, being the computer that it is, stores these experiences, and then there will be something else that will maybe trigger guilt or shame or remorse. And instead of it just being isolated about that incident, now we're pulling from the files, the database, all the other times that we've done something that may have triggered this emotion within us, right? And now we're compounding it, and it becomes this confirmation bias. And it's this whole big thing that we drag with us like a sack of rocks throughout life. And it doesn't have to be that way. It does not serve a purpose. It doesn't heal what happened. And it, in fact, gets in the way of you being able to be of your most full of service, beautiful light in the world. And being of service doesn't have to even mean directly being of service. We're actually truly most of service to the collective. We add to the all when we express from our authentic place, right? Within that, we have our signature carries what the collective needs at that time energetically, right? So this is a message about learning to accept what's been, forgive ourselves, and move forward. So should I have gone to Mexico and like released this tarantula who'd been captive for years into the wild once I changed my mind? No, absolutely not. You know, she lives with me, and I'm grateful for her. I have respect for her, and that's that. I'll make a different decision in the future. So this isn't just a message about expansion. This isn't just a message about forgiveness and release. It's a message about expansion. And you're being called to recognize that you are so much bigger than you realize, and you can hold so much more than you realize, and hold these two opposing thoughts sort of simultaneously at the same time. You can look at a situation and say, this is the lesson, this is what I want to change, and this is something that I'm going to forgive myself for because I didn't know it before. And so thank you for the lesson, and I'm grateful that I know it now, and I can move on and be different, as opposed to when we don't release things and we don't accept things, and we can't really move on and be different in the same capacity, right? We're bogged down by this dense sack of rocks. And then as I was writing these things down, something else came through too, is again, everything happens for a reason, and everything is an energy exchange, and everything is an agreed upon energy exchange. Souls have free will. And another thing that came through was like the idea of if you have accidentally hit an animal, like driving a vehicle, something like that, accidentally ending the life of another animal, I sense that that is causing somebody an immense amount of pain right now. Okay, I'm seeing raccoon. Okay, now I'm getting where somebody hit a raccoon, and the being is here with you to tell you, oh, baby, I see its little hands over its heart. It's okay. It's so beautiful. Raccoon is working with you at this time. Raccoon medicines and shamanic traditions, and shamanism is an umbrella term. I understand that it's originally Siberian, but anyway, they understood that animals were archetypal energies, they were representations, and that we work with them to take on some of their power, you know, and their lessons and their strengths, and they bless us with this. And an energy exchange had been agreed upon, and it was just meant to happen. It was just meant to happen. That raccoon was ready to go, and it was ready to assist you, and you were ready to be put into this place. The deeper we go, the further we fall into the darkness, into the pain, the more light we can bring in, right? So this too is just an initiation to bring you further into a place of learning to forgive yourself and to have compassion for yourself and to have acceptance. Okay, oh, and then too, I saw in my mind's eye, like the Six of Cups. So yeah, this collective is just struggling a little bit with being a little stuck in the past, over these certain regrets, over these certain things that are done, that were as they were meant to be, that brought lessons and growth and should be valued for that. So thank the experiences. Reparent that aspect of yourself that is dealing with the pain of them. Allow yourself that. Maybe art therapy. It can be very helpful. Speaking of art therapy, I have started working on some divinatory toys, and grandmother spider was like, do that. So we're gonna do this today. I'm gonna take a good look at it. She's telling me to hold it this way. And you know what? Since I'm all about helping, like, strengthen your intuition, if you want to pause and just take a moment and see what comes through for you. All right, yeah, so I'm seeing horns. This is showing, I'm seeing devil energy, and not devil as in like saying, oh, the devil's coming. No, like in the tarot, the binds, the old stories that bind us, right? So that Six of Cups, but like reverse, stuck in the past. Yeah, and I see a girl here, upside down. Okay, so I'm seeing, it's like a little creature down here with the eyes, but he's behind the scenes, right? So you have guides. For some of you, I'm feeling for a lot of you, they're ancestral. For some of you, they're very ancient. Pulling strings, I see a little string. Pulling strings here, right, to help you sort through these last bits. And perhaps there's things that are really coming to the forefront now, right? Because actually the eyes that I'm seeing on him, like his little creatureiness, he's behind the scenes, but the eyes can see, right? So right now you're seeing a lot of things, you're having a lot come up to the surface. And it's so that you can sort through this, release it, and not carry it with you into this next cycle. You're being brought into a place of lightness, of freedom, of expansion, of adventure, of joy, and you cannot bring these rocks. You don't deserve to bring these rocks. These rocks aren't serving anybody, and it's time for the rocks to go. And a lot of raccoon energy is about playfulness. It's about community, and it's just very light and sweet. And that's, you know, for the person with the raccoon, that's sort of the energy that we're coming into. You know, on that note, we're gonna jump away from this for a moment. I'm seeing a ship. So some of you are going to be taking a trip. I feel like somebody is like unsure if they should. They're really on the fence. They're like, do it. If you're someone who's like, if this trip is really going to destabilize your life, or it's really, I'm not telling anybody what to do like that, but if the message, and again, I'm not telling anybody what to do, period, but just the message that's coming through is, if you are on the fence about taking a trip, and really the only thing holding you back is a little bit of fear or uncertainty or just change. Maybe it's your first time taking a trip alone, or maybe it's your first time getting on an airplane, or just anything like that. Going to a country where maybe you don't really know the language. Things like that aren't actual real roadblocks, but we make them out to be in our mind. And that's valid. These anxieties, these fears, they're valid. And that's why, again, back to that expansion. And it's like all about reparenting ourselves, learning that balance between pushing ourselves to do things that are scary, but without being like, oh, come on, this isn't scary. You got this. What's wrong? You know what I mean? No, then you have to bring in the mother. Like, I know this is scary. I'm so proud of you. This is going to be so awesome. Look, we're going to do this together. You're not alone and you're held. And I believe in you. Like, that's why I'm pushing you, because I know you can do this, because you're amazing, because you're amazing. Okay. The Cayman and the Poppy dreams. This is a little bit of tough love that came out in this, because it came out reversed, right? And it's, your head is in the clouds. Instead of dwelling in fantasy, think about the practical steps you can take to achieve your wildest dreams. And this sort of plays into what's going on here, right? And I'm not getting this as your head is in the clouds as in you have impractical dreams. I'm getting this as how it's like tying into this message of your head is up in these places that are not of service to you right now. Your focus is, and it's airy, it's all over the place. There's anxiety with that, right? The air element went out of balance. If you look into Ayurvedic, the Vata dosha and that wisdom, and it's not, there's no storm, right? Your head is in the clouds, you're in a storm, but there's really no storm. So you're being asked to, again, parent yourself, feel what you need to do, but release this and start to take the practical steps to move forward, right? And to do these things simultaneously. And this ties kind of into the last message that I put out there of resting and acting simultaneously. But yeah, if this message resonates, check out my previous message. That might resonate too. This is a collective that's really moving into an era of doing something very different, being somebody very different, connecting to very new and exciting things. And now I'm seeing... So first I just saw the devil, but now I'm seeing 3, like the triple, right? We've expanded. We're balancing our masculine, our feminine, and that child archetype, right? The original Trinity was not man, and spirit. And you see, because in this existence that we're experiencing of witnessing polarities and duality, it's a trinity, right? Well, it's a spectrum, because it's non-dual, but it's also a trinity in the sense that there's the 2 polarities and then there's the balance point, right? So that's like, it's a beautiful place, beautiful energy. Aww, see, look now down here, I see, this is giving me, what is it, 3 of Cups? I'm still memorizing the tarot, but I'm pretty sure it's the 3 of Cups, yeah. Community, coming together, dancing. It's like they're holding hands and they're dancing around in a circle. And yeah, so I'm seeing like now, like this devil energy that I saw was above here, but down here there's community, there's grounded action, there's real potential and possibility for this beautiful life. Get your head out of these clouds, because that's in the past, you know? Like I said, it's not just like, oh, okay, try it. Like, do what you have to do to get there. If you need to journal, if you need to do shadow work, if there are people that you need to talk to, if there are loose ends, if you maybe need to move your body more. Maybe there's actually not anything that needs to be actively done in the mind, but just letting the chaos settle as you process it, as you get into your body more. Walking, yoga, dancing, whatever sparks you up, and an opening of the solar plexus right here in the middle. Boom. Gonna be creating, gonna be doing good stuff. One more from here and heavy. Guys. The raccoon. I love it. Curiosity. I don't know why I'm opening the book. I don't need to open the book for him. Gosh, my energy has been like a little off lately, so I'm like, in these last couple readings, bear with me, you know, we do it anyway. I'm trying to like interpret that, because like I'm not sick, I'm not unwell. I'm like processing a lot, but like I can do both. I don't have to overextend myself, but I can still show up and do this reading as long as I like get out of the way of like worrying about needing to do it perfectly. That's part of the message too. Okay, cool. Part of why this old devil energy is coming into play, it's a little bit of trickster stuff. There is a fear of whatever it is that you're trying to create, or however it is that you're hoping to show up, that you're not going to do it perfectly. And here's what I'm going to tell you. You're not. You're not supposed to. The only thing, in my opinion, that is perfect is how perfectly imperfect it all is. The fact that the chaos can be structured into order, right? All of that is together in its hectic yet balanced, beautiful state. That's the only thing that's perfect, right? So perfection isn't something that's like something that you can see when you're zoomed in. It's only something that you can really see when you're zoomed out. So in that sense, right, from the higher perspective sense, you are going to do it perfect. You're going to do it exactly as you need to learn what you need to learn. You're going to end up where you need to be. It's going to be this awesome experience. Don't let making mistakes make you think that you're failing or not doing it right, or that you should give up. Don't let the fact that maybe you don't know exactly what you're doing or where your direction you're going in stop you from starting to take those steps. You know, curiosity, be curious, that childlike playful energy. Now that you're coming into this place of balance, you're being asked to like be led from that place, right? That childlike playful, because a child experiencing the world is like, oh my gosh, what's this? The wonder, the questions, everything's beautiful and exciting and amazing. And obviously, nothing can be generalized. I know there are children that deal with anxiety and sensory issue. Speech is such an interesting thing. Speech both connects and expands and limits and restricts. And it's just one of the many paradoxes in this paradoxical nature. So... okay. One more I'm hearing, and then that's it. This has been fun. I enjoyed this. I have another one that I made. We're not using it today, but I'm going to be making more like an actual set, and then I can pull from them, but she was like, this one. Grandmother Spider's been very clear. And so Grandmother Spider is the web weaver. She, alongside the sun, helped weave creation. She helped birth humanity. So she is all things. She is the essence that birthed the web of creation. And that lives within all of us, right? And so not only are we a part of that beautiful web of creation and connectivity, but we too are the universe and hold that power within ourselves to be web weavers. And that's where you're going. You're becoming the web weaver, the conscious creator of your own reality. And isn't that exciting? I'm sorry. Writing past wrongs, uprooting. So yeah, this is coming back deep into that sense of forgiveness. Okay, this is really beautiful. So one thing that's really standing out to me, these people up here that are weeping, that know the pain and the sorrow and they feel remorseful, they're unaware of this beauty, these beings that it has created, this expansion that it has created, right? But, so that's one thing. But another thing that it came out that I'm feeling called to say is, please forgive me if I'm saying this incorrectly, Ho'oponopono. I will put the name, I will type that out in the description. It's a Hawaiian, like, mantra, prayer. And if I'm not mistaken, it goes, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And you're supposed to say this a number of times, maybe 108, but that I'm extra not clear about. But perhaps look into that prayer and work with it. And it can be directed at yourself. It can be directed at anything you feel regret or remorse to. It's just this beautiful, you'll feel it as you do it. Put your hands on your heart and connect to that space and allow the healing to take place energetically. And then the purple, it's all really standing out, right? And the stars here and here, but here, the purple, a lot of purple. So this is part of this next phase, right? As you come more into alignment, is more third eye activation, right? And then the blue and the yellow, that's standing out here too. And then blue and yellow would make green. So there's just a lot going on in the upper chakras right now. A lot of clearing, a lot of activating. And often when that happens, that can cause these anxieties, that causes these things to come to the surface. So this is just a part of that coming online as you evolve. That is natural. Cracked open. Surrender to the alchemy of life. Like I said, this is natural. You're opening up these energy centers. Surrender to the process of what's coming out. Trust in it. Hold yourself in love. And get really excited about your future. One more, and then we're going to wrap up. Whale and orca elders, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. So what I'm getting from this is whatever you're going to create is going to have some pretty deep impacts in the collective. And whether that's immediately apparent in the material or if it's just through tremendous energetic ripples, right? And this will come back into the grandmother spider, how it all ties in. We are all so connected that we don't, I was shown in a vision once, just like how far our impact goes, just the smallest little thing, like just one interaction with someone. And it could even be an interaction that we perceive as negative, right? But will spark something there that then sparks something to those around them, that sparks something to those around them. And it, like, when you tweak one part of a spider web, it sends the vibrations through the rest of it. That's why something, she can feel it, you know what I mean? That's how we're connected energetically. It all expands, it all ripples out. And so oftentimes we're deeply unaware of the impact that we have in this life. Sometimes we are aware in the material, right? But all of us, even if you feel like you live the smallest life where you don't leave the house or this or that or whatever it might be, your energy, your presence, the very fact that you exist has an impact. It has a purpose. It is worthy, valuable, and important to the web of life. And that's why it's here. That's why you're here. And so you're being asked to share your song. This might be a collective of actual musicians, but it doesn't have to be your soul song to really continue to come into this place of authenticity and shine that out, right? Because to me, everything is music. All of creation is just one big song. It's also math. It's also colors. It's shapes. It's so beautiful. But so your soul signature is your song, and whales are fifth dimensional beings. They're so connected to wisdom and divine love and unity consciousness. And if you feel called, meditate with the whales, man. Call them in. Maybe listen to some whale sounds. And then at the bottom of the deck, lifting the veil. Question everything. Everything unaligned must go. And that's what's happening. You're letting go of that sack of rocks. It can't come with you into this next chapter. And so, yeah, I just want to summarize again that, like, these stirrings of the mind are natural parts of the processes of energy is moving through and out of our chakra systems, our energy systems, our astral bodies. Think our auric fields, I'm sorry. I mean, all of the above, right? But we're coming as a collective into this place of unity consciousness. We're waking up and healing to the reality of the fact that life is this web, right? And Grandmother Spider is waking up in the collective again within people and helping us to remember. And you are each going to go on your own very different looking and unique journeys, but they're going to be really beautiful and deeply impactful to this web of life, this creation that we all are. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that here. If this resonated with you, if you like the way I read, I would be honored if you would like or subscribe. Maybe we could form a little tribe. Of people trying to grow, expand their intuition, and find their personal power. So, yeah, if you're into that, I'm here. I'm queer. What you gonna do about it? Love you guys.